Welcome back to another video, guys. Today we are working on the hood. So as you saw in the last video, we got the spindles welded on the truck. Next step is to put the spiders and the brakes and the hubs back on. So that'll probably be the next video, but for now I had a bit of time and I'm going to start this today. This video will take place over a few days. Here's what we need to put: this grill crown back on. There's the sides there, and we actually had them on and then realized that these braces that hold the horns for the hood hinge weren't installed, and the bolts have to go in one way, and there's no way of putting these in after these are on. So luckily we caught that before we had all these stainless hucks put in place for this grill surround. So nothing fancy here, just taking some grade 8 bolts, putting them through, putting some thread locker on, bolting these down. I've got new bushing kits for the bottom that go between this brace and the hinge horn, and then I've also got new pin bushings as well for that. So just getting this side, getting the nuts put on, and I'll tighten those down, and maybe we'll work at trying to get one of these sides mocked up again. So I've got the nuts kind of mocked up here. I'll tighten everything down last. And I think I lost a washer, so I'm gonna go grab another washer. Washer acquired. And what I've been doing is just kind of setting these on the bolts. And then I'll put the lock washers on. Shorter lock washer too. Oh no, here it is. And I'll take anything you put together on one of these trucks, guys, especially if you live in climates where they use salt and you have snow and they use salt on the road. Never seizes your friend. So put a little dab on the threads. You don't need much, but you will thank yourself down the road. Or at least the next guy that works on this truck will thank you. I'm sure some of you guys are like, why are you using that? Because you don't have snow, but anywhere where they use salt on the roads, or even on the gravel roads to keep the dust down, they put this brine, which just corrodes and rusts things so fast. And these bolts, then the only way to get stuff off is with a cutting wheel or a torch. Todd and I joke about that all the time, but we're not kidding. That's the reality we're living in. So anything we can do to prevent that later down the road, we will do that. So got that all mocked up. These ones actually, the bolt sits in a channel that is tight to each side of the head of the bolt, so you don't even have to put a wrench on the one side. It's nice if you ever need to change this while it's on the truck with the grill surround on, you can. Just throw a wrench on these ones. Okay, a little update. I just got these mocked in place. My dad was here, gave me a hand real quick, and we just put one little bolt in on each side to hold the sides in place. It's kind of wedged at the top and the bottom, so it shouldn't go anywhere. And then got the bottom held in with just a bolt on each side. That way we can go along now. And we're actually gonna have my friend Colin and Craig come by. They've got a really nice huck gun, and they were nice enough to get the stainless nose for it so we can run these stainless hucks in. So it's Christmas in a couple days, And just after Christmas, they're gonna stop by between Christmas and New Year's, and we'll huck those all together. Hence why I said this is gonna take a few days. So those are all in place. Next step is probably gonna be to mount the fenders. Few things stopping us from doing that. There's, you can see all these holes. This is where it bolts up all the way along. There's 1, 2, 3 huck rivets still in there, or yeah, huck rivets that were just, they cut them off when they cut the fender off, but the huck stayed in. So I wish they would have got those out before they had painted. But it is what it is, so we got to work very carefully. And there's one on this side to get those out. And we can bolt the fenders on. Then after the fenders will be the headlights. So I got the buckets here. They look dirty or whatever, but they're just dusty. So they're painted nice, they look pretty. And yeah, the hood will be coming right along. Once we get the fenders and lights, I've got some blinker bars that mount on the bottom. We can put those on. And then our frame horns. And lastly, I have a new grill for this truck. I haven't shown you guys yet, but it turned out pretty sweet, so I can't wait. That'll be closer to the end of this video. We'll show you that grill. Okay, so we're gonna hang these fenders today. Todd, why don't you go over, or Dad, somebody tell them what the game plan is.
Brad, you're up. Game plan is to hang these fenders and make them look beautiful. Match the rest of this elbow grease project.
So what's the plan though?
Well, we got to line up the holes, get them fitting and drilled, so that we're gonna put bolts in these instead of huck bolts, because that's the original installation was huck bolted. But you know, hey, if we damage a fender, hopefully that never happens, but if we can always get the fender off and fix it, paint it, whatever we need to do.
So we're going to start with a mark here, and then you're going to start both ways, right?
Yeah, we gotta kind of work the fender into the holes, because the fenders, you know, has to be brought to the shape of the hood. So that's the idea, anyway.
Cool. So these were 3/16 huck rivets, and we're drilling them out to 9/32, a little bit bigger than 1/4 inch. So we got a little bit of wiggle room to get them lined up there. Not 9/16, 9/32. That's a little inside joke. So we're just going around, and these are factory fenders. So all the holes do line up. We mocked them up to make sure. So we're just kind of boring those out a little bit. The last little clip I showed you, we had those few hucks that were still sticking out. I got those ground off and hammered through this morning. And later on today, the guys are coming, our friends Colin and Craig, to help us put the grill surround on. So hopefully they're okay with filming, and we can show a little bit about how that works. The plan is for today to have both fenders mounted, the headlights mounted, the grill surround hucked, and you know, really move this hood project along. I've been saying for a long time we want to get it done, so today is the day.
In case we're tweaking it.
So these have inner fender liners as well. They're glued in the center here, and we'll probably pull them down, add a bit more glue, but the brackets that hold the mud flaps on the front and the back actually hold these on. So we'll work on that after we get the fenders mounted. He's just about done with this fender, getting the holes drilled.
Smaller punch to hold that fender.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So there we are, we're getting one fender kind of mocked up here. We're just going around now. We put, like my dad said, the 2 top bolts in first, and we've just been kind of working our way around every other hole. These ones are a little off. I don't know, you can't really see it on the, you can see it in the bottom one, but they're just off by a little bit. So we'll work on getting those, and then we'll start going this way. My dad just ran to grab a few more bolts. But yeah, that's a big step. Hood is starting to come together.
It's awesome.
So back to the other side, we got the fender just mocked up. We got 2 bolts holding it in right now. And then the other side we kind of went every other bolt and then stopped around here and then went straight to the bottom just so we can get the curve of the fender right. So show you what that one looks like. Basically I got this one all bolted in, 3/4 stainless bolts, so they shouldn't rust, they should come out easy.
1/4.
1/4 by 3/4.
3/4 long.
Not a 3/4 hole.
There you go.
We did hot cam before.
So taking a break from the hood for a minute, we're back here at the truck. Gonna show you what I was working on the last couple days. So there's this thing of beauty right here. That's just a little Wolo train horn I picked up, the kind that normally runs with the electric solenoid. Pulled the solenoid out. As you can see, I plumbed it in to an air line that I actually have it running up to the pull cord in the corner since we deleted the lights on the roof. So that's kind of cool. Nice clean spot on the steps. You won't see it once those are installed. Okay, back on the hood. Getting a bit of stuff done here. Went ahead and we installed the headlight bezels or the housings the other day. And I ordered these online. I have a little video of me installing the headlights, but these plastic inserts that, you know, have all the adjustment screws and stuff, pretty good deal. And it came off Amazon. And say what you want about Amazon, but $100 for the housing, the inner housing, all the hardware, these bezels for the outside of your lights, and they came wired. Like I seen guys selling these harnesses for a couple $100 a piece. So $100 for both left and right inner housings. A really good deal, and they're actually really good quality. So I'm happy with that. We're just putting those together. So we'll jump to me mounting these new headlights into the housings. These are also Amazon specials. We'll see how long they last. I just can't see myself spending the money on the JW speakers. They're just too much money. And I didn't want to run just stock headlights, so we'll try these for a while. I'm not a big fan of how they look, but for the price, I couldn't beat them. So one thing I had to do to get the plug through, these are weather pack connector on this harness. So I had to take the end off. And if you want to do that, we deal with a lot of weather pack stuff on the farm, but you have to have this tool. And basically what this tool does is inside the harness, this tool slides over the end. This tool slides over the end and you push in and it pushes on those. See right there, there's those two clips on the end of the pin. Pushes those ends in and allows you to pull these wires out of the, pull these pins out of the plug. So I took a picture of how they went. That way I could fit them through this small hole. That plug-in wouldn't fit. So got them ran through, and I'll just put the plugs back on now. So yeah, coming right along. And last but not least, trimmed them out with these chrome bezels. So you get the black and chrome and black, and chrome and chrome and chrome and black and black and chrome and black and black and chrome and black and chrome. Starting to get a little bit of a theme here. We're starting to get a little bit of a theme here. Black and chrome. Save it in your dome, black and chrome. But yeah, I think those turned out awesome. I think they're gonna look great when the truck's finally finished. I don't know about the headlight bulbs themselves. The classic clear would probably look better, but for now, we'll run those, see how they look. They weren't too expensive, so if I want to change them, I can. So there it is. Hood is coming together quite nicely. And then these wires, got the plugs put back on, so that's cool. Those go in there somehow. Figure that out when we get it mounted on the truck. Last thing we really have to do is just mount the horns back on. And dare I say it, we are ready to put this hood on the truck. So I think that's all I got for you guys for this video. The plan was to have the hood on the truck, but I don't think that's really going to happen yet. We're kind of waiting for the weather to change a little bit. It's been snowing and crappy roads and cold here. Kind of want to drive the truck from the other shop over to here so we can use the forklift, nose it up to the door here in this shop, and we'll put the hood on. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys for this episode. Thanks for following along. The hood is done. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We'll catch you on the next one.